Well, detectives in Carroll County say reality star Wendy Osefo concocted a story so far from reality that she's now facing a string of felony fraud charges. At her home in Finksburg today, there was no sign of the housewife, but her neighborhood was buzzing with the news as police accused Wendy Osefo of being a fraud.
Child, it really looks like Wendy Oo has reached the end of the road with her career. The feds have officially laid everything out, and the level of deception they're accusing Wendy and her husband of is wild. She's heading straight into a long, messy legal fight, and honestly, she did this to herself. Sometimes keeping quiet truly is a blessing, because Wendy started this whole mess the moment she went on Bravo acting like she was being unfairly targeted for no reason and trying to paint herself as the innocent black woman under attack.
It's an unfortunate situation, and right now I can't say too much, but I will say when the time is right, I will share my story with everyone, and for now they're just allegations, so we will continue to push forward.
From what the feds are saying, they believe their case is airtight. According to them, there's nothing Wendy can say or do that's going to get her out of this situation. And if there's one thing these insurance companies won't tolerate, it's someone trying to play them. Now, here's the twist. Things have gotten so serious that Wendy has been fighting to have her case separated from her husband's. She's arguing that being charged alongside him only makes things worse for her, not better.
Well, the Wendy stuff happened after they were filming, but I'm just like, yeah, I've got questions. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
what's your biggest question for the Wendy situation?
Well, I first would want to hear what she has to say, and then I'll have my follow-up questions. Because and it's, what's crazy is that, like, nothing even personal towards Wendy. This would be like towards.
This whole saga goes back to April of last year. Wendy and her husband had just returned from a trip to Jamaica when they immediately dialed the police, claiming their house had been broken into. They reported that several designer bags and pieces of jewelry amounting to $450,000 had been stolen, and they submitted those claims to 2 different insurance companies. But from the moment the Oo family said their home was burglarized, police started digging into every possible detail, because the neighborhood where Wendy and Eddie live is not the kind of place where break-ins are common.
I thought that in April, your home was broken into or something. Was this during filming that this happened?
I think it was right before.
Okay.
Like, literally before camera went up. It happened because my family was away on spring break. It was our spring break trip with the kiddos. And I was just so heartbroken. Like, I think a few of my first initial scenes, I'm just a little bit uneasy because we had just been violated, so to speak. It was the worst thing. It's so unexpected, especially since from my vantage point and from the investigators' vantage point, it was targeted,
Really?
Yeah, because I've lived in this neighborhood for, a long time, but since the neighborhood has been in inception for over 20 years, there has been no burglary.
Yeah.
Nothing.
But the more the police looked into the claim, the stranger everything became. Only the bedroom looked disturbed, while the rest of the house was spotless. The window they said the burglars escaped through had no signs of damage, and the toilet the intruders supposedly stepped on didn't show a single footprint. Their home security system and Ring cameras were armed before their vacation, yet no motion was recorded inside while they were gone, only a few package deliveries outside. None of it matched a real break-in. Then, reports came out that several items Wendy and Eddie listed as stolen had actually been bought and returned years earlier, some as far back as 2018. Wendy might be educated, but she didn't think that part through at all.
Literally, she just messaged me a couple days ago. She's one of the the only ones who is like, I'm so proud. What she said was, God has you covered, right? So I need a second because
I get it.
I opened my phone. I had no idea it was even going on, and I'm like, I'm shocked.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm very, very shocked because I felt Miss 4 Degrees had it together. Okay? I thought she had it together. I mean, isn't Eddie an attorney? For heaven's sakes, like, what the fuck? Excuse my language.
Police even pulled up a red carpet photo of Wendy wearing the same ring she claimed was stolen. They couldn't release every detail because the case is ongoing, but they did reveal they found at least 15 of the missing items right inside the couple's home. So Wendy was hit with 7 felony insurance fraud charges and 8 counts of conspiracy, and Eddie was charged almost identically. Nobody expected the 2025 Bravo scandal to be her, not with all her degrees and the high standards she always pushes. When their mugshots went public, the internet exploded. Wendy immediately called the accusations false, saying the arrest was illegal and the charges were flawed. Even at BravoCon, she doubled down and said she couldn't wait to share her side.
You know, it's an unfortunate situation, and right now I can't say too much, but I will say when the time is right, I will share my story with everyone. And for now, they're just allegations, so we will continue to push forward. I know that's right.
She made it sound like the police were unfairly targeting her family, but investigators weren't buying it. They dug into everything: emails, bank accounts, even her Instagram. They found a third Gmail account not linked to either of their names after getting a warrant from Google. Luxury brands like Van Cleef, Louis Vuitton, Saks, and Ascot Diamonds were contacted to track the supposedly stolen items. And the biggest shock? Wendy and Eddie used nearly 40 credit cards under names like Pam Oliver and Eddie Hennessy to hide their identities. Their bank records also showed heavy spending, which investigators say supports their motive. And if this really was all just a mistake like Wendy claims, why are she and her husband fighting for separate trials?
She's going to have her husband take the fall, and everybody was like, she should take the fall because he's the attorney, blah, 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 blah. I told him, I said, I understand what y'all saying, but he's the one that made the phone calls. He's the one that sent the email. They got a stronger case against her husband. More than likely, he's going to take the fall. Like, you know what I'm saying? They got small kids. One of them needs to be out of jail for their children. You know what I'm saying? And I just had a feeling and whatnot. And look, lo and behold, she is separating her trial from him, even though they both are being charged with the same, like, mostly.
Now, separating their cases is a strategic move. It lets each of them build their own defense and try different approaches, and it could prevent both of them from ending up behind bars at the same time, since they do have kids and a family to consider. But even with that strategy, things aren't looking bright for the Ooh family right now, and trust me, the internet has plenty to say about it. One person said, "So you mean to tell me Wendy made fun of Giselle's purchased house and the other women's lack of designer goods only for her to be filing fraudulent insurance claims for money? Baby Wendy might be the brokest one on the cast." And then another added, "I can't believe this Wendy and Eddie Ooh nonsense. Facing felonies to create the illusion of a lifestyle. They never needed to do this." And another said, "The only reason why this is such a big blow to Wendy to where she can't recover is because she put herself on the highest pedestal." But let me know what you all think about this mess. Drop your thoughts in the comments and don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll catch you in the next video.